Hello there. Today we are going to talk about the edible and medicinal properties of my nemesis, mulberry. Specifically, invasive white mulberry is my nemesis. However, most of the things that we're going to talk about today are general to all different mulberries. And I'm even going to take a drink of this mulberry tea that I just brewed at the end of this episode after it's cooled off a minute and tell you what I think. So first of all, let's talk about why you should eat this horrible, annoying plant. And that is, it is anti-inflammatory, which is actually pretty common in your plants that come up early in the spring. A lot of them are anti-inflammatory. But in traditional Chinese medicine, they have ground the leaves of this white mulberry plant into a powder after they're dried, and that has been used for diabetes and high cholesterol. It also can be added to your flour and integrated into your bread or whatever you're baking. It's also been reported to help with high blood sugar, to help keep your arteries clear and protect your heart, and even to help with weight loss, which actually sounds really cool. So it's a really good medicinal plant, in spite of the fact that I find it very annoying. So let's talk about how we would consume this. So according to the field guide by Sam Thayer, the young leaves and the shoots like this that first come off in the spring are edible, raw, or cooked. I have not tried that. However, actually, it tastes like nothing with the side of something I can't identify. I don't know how to explain that any better. It doesn't taste grassy. It doesn't really taste like what you would associate with a leaf. The texture of the leaves is a little coarse. So if you have texture issues, this may be wonderful or terrible for you, depending on your preferences. But overall, it's fine. You can also use this kind of the same way that you use grape leaves in your cooking. So I think last summer it was that I tried this. I took some chicken, wrapped it in the grape leaves, baked it. I didn't keep it moist enough, so it had like this really cool crunch when you bit into them. So actually, I highly recommend doing it wrong because that crunch is pretty cool. But I think that you should probably put it with some kind of oil or some kind of liquid to make it less crunchy, but then I think it'd fall apart. So I don't really know what the preferred way is, but I recommend wrapping up some chicken, letting it crunch, be delicious and enjoyed. You can also clearly make the mulberry leaves into tea. So we're gonna give that a shot. Okay, that's actually good. I did not anticipate that at all. It tastes, let me take another drink. It doesn't really taste like a green tea. I would say it tastes more like a traditional tea, and it's got kind of a tea-ish aftertaste. So it's definitely workable. I will show you, oh, I don't know if I can. I don't know if it'll pick it up on the camera, but there are little green specks around it. Because the sieve that I used, sieve, whatever, the strainer that I used was not fine enough to catch all of the particles. So if you're a person, sorry, I still have a little bit of that first leaf I ate that's like stuck. Anyway, sorry, distracted by shiny things. So where was I going with this? Oh yeah, so if you are bothered by the little floaties, you would definitely want to strain this through something better. The strainer was pretty fine, so I'm guessing you'd have to use maybe like a very thin weave cheesecloth, or maybe an old pillowcase that's clean, which is what I use for nettles. But all things considered, I did not expect this. I didn't expect it to even be palatable, let alone for it to be something that I liked. I think it would be really good as an iced tea, and this actually might solve my problem of what to drink in the mornings to get away from my traditional Diet Mountain Dew. I've been trying to find something that I can drink that would make me happy in the mornings, that doesn't, you know, completely destroy my body. And I think that this might work. It has a good taste. It's sweetened with, I sweetened this with coconut sugar because we have a bunch that is just sitting there and needs to be used. I'm sure, of course, it would be better with honey. All of my honey growers, I'm sure, would agree. But altogether, I'm very confused by why this is good. It does not seem like it should be. I think through the upcoming months, I may try to mix it with some things. I have some other dried plants that people have recommended a lot to me as far as things that you can make into a tea, like white clover flowers, red clover flowers. I don't remember what else I have in there. I have a big stash of dried things that can be made into teas that I have not tried. So I think we'll be doing some more experiments, but overall, weird but true, I actually like it. I'm so confused. So then the deep question becomes, do I like it enough to let the plant survive? And the answer is no, I don't. It's still gonna die. It's still on my fence post. It's still making me crazy. Oh, and I think I may have some berries. Let me go look. So to answer that question, yes, I do have berries, but no, they are not ripe. They are still green. And that is, of course, the mulberries are, of course, one of the things that you can eat as you are looking at this plant. The mulberries are a berry, and you can do the normal berry things with them. You can make them into jams and jellies and pies and all those good things. I think actually a couple of the berries put into your tea might be really nice. That might be what it needs to make it complete. But the harvesting of the mulberry berries is a little complicated because the birds love mulberry. For example, when I went to go check and see if the mulberry tree had berries, it was a little intimidating because if any of you have seen the original version of The Omen, but in it there's this scene where this person gets their eyes pecked out by these black birds. So birds are super attracted to these mulberry trees. And when I went over to check the mulberry bush that's close to my house, there were two black birds perched on the power lines right above that area. And I remembered the scene from The Omen, and I was like, oh my God, what am I getting myself into? Like, are they gonna dive bomb me to protect this berry bush? Like, what's happening here? But a fly just flew up my nose. Did you guys catch that on camera? Nature is not being helpful to this video today. Just so you know, there are gnats flying everywhere around me. That one just flew up my nose. They keep getting on my cheeks as I'm trying to record. And there was one on my face. I probably should have used this opportunity to go in and try to use my new bug repellent spray that I developed, but it's in there and I'm over here and I'm lazy, and so we'll just finish the video. So birds absolutely love the mulberry tree. That's the takeaway of that story. And so you have to kind of be strategic about getting mulberries, because you have to get to them before the birds, or you have to get the ones that the birds couldn't get to. So what they say to do is to kind of like put a sheet underneath the mulberry tree, and then to just wait for the berries to fall. And if your sheet is like white, you're gonna see the berries really clearly, unless you have white mulberry trees, in which case you won't, I guess. I don't know. I don't know if white mulberries stay white the whole time, or if they start out white and change to another color. I don't know. I've honestly never tasted a mulberry. But anyway, you put down a sheet and the berries fall and you grab them and you lather, rinse, repeat. Some people have talked about even putting some kind of like netting over the mulberry, but y'all, these things grow fast. Absolutely fast. It takes like 2 years for a little sprig of mulberry to develop into a full-blown tree. So I don't know how exactly you think that I am supposed to cover a full-grown tree with netting. So maybe you'll figure it out. I'm not especially tall. Your chances of figuring it out are much higher than mine. Good luck if you try. But anyway, that is what I know about mulberries. This was a very disjointed video, but I hope that you will consider eating a little bit of this fabulous plant before you murder it. Okay? All right, I'll see you next time. As always, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and eat something wild. Maybe before you murder it.